You Africans, please listen to me as Africans. And you non-Africans, listen to me with open mind.
If you're African like me, or you just hate imperialism, you're probably following a case in the UK courts right now. A group of Kenyans suing the British government. They're seeking compensation for unimaginable acts of torture that were committed against them during the Mau Mau War of Independence. The group includes two men who say they were castrated during their detention. By the way, this is not a Kenyan government asking for or return all the loot you took, all the gains you got from getting my great-grandfather working in those gulags. Old people who have been tortured and tormented their whole lives that are just trying to get, like, you know what, say you're sorry. Give us something. Acknowledge that you were wrong. Now, I want to be optimistic and hope that the British will finally act like the civilized people they were trying to turn us into. But having spent 17 years in the West, I'm very skeptical. People in the West, especially those who gained financially from the enslavement and colonization of Africans, they get angry and defensive when they hear the words reparations and restitution. It would be naive to expect anything major to come out of these court cases. Usually the strategy is to drag them out. Maybe if they were absolutely sure that there were two of them left and they're 120 years old, maybe they might compensate them. That has happened before. Filipino veterans of the American wars, they spent so many decades. They weren't looking for reparations, they were looking for the retirement. Like, we were part of the service, yeah. So we entitled, we are veterans. And they waited until most of them were dead. It wasn't until recently that they did it, you know, from World War II. So they know that if they rule for these people, there's gonna be every Mau Mau there is can prove that they weren't, and there are quite a few left. Then they would have to pay everybody. So they're not going to. My plan. The royal family. There's a wedding set, and the world has gone crazy at buying any piece of crap, any piece of junk that has the picture of the prince and his bride. Wallpaper, towels, books, mugs, even condoms. Now, you might also remember that the prince proposed to Cinderella in Kenya. If I were president of Kenya right now, I would instruct the Kenyan government to construct the Royal Engagement Museum of Kenya. Take everything that the prince and Cinderella touched. I want their footprints. I want cups, plates, bedding, towels, books, chairs, even condoms before I get them encased in glass to be displayed at the museum. I would pay the Chinese to make replicas to be sold as souvenirs. The British tourists and American, and maybe Canadians, Australian, of course, and even other Africans to buy this crap. For pricing guidelines, though, I'm going capitalist, baby. I'm taking the tiny cost of manufacturing that crap and multiplied by 1.5 million, which is the number of Kenyans detained and tortured during the War for Independence. Now, I know that I'm coming a bit late with this plan, but think about it this way. If Prince William's leaves half as long as his grandmother has, imagine the amount of money we can make. We could lift Kenya out of poverty.
As they say before, they happen to all of us every day. We Africans all over the world. Now listen.